Eye Contact is a short film written and directed by Mike Foley. This thriller is deserving of 3 out of 5 stars. The beginning scenes of the film: a lone lighthouse, waves crashing against the shore, a tower viewer, lonely running paths, and a windswept beach immediately foreshadow and draw you into a feeling of unease. The eerie soundtrack by Jeff Beccolato further enhanced the feeling of the movie. Although there is no dialogue, the emotions of the actor are effectively communicated through her facial expressions and pacing of the action. The director cleverly and with good effect uses a shadow man that might represent a real threat or an imagined one. The action of the film begins once the female runner, played by Alison Mickelson, reaches the top of a lighthouse and sees the shadow figure of a man looking up at her from the boardwalk along the beach. This leads to a chase that spans throughout the short film, and as the film progresses, we can see the runner's anxiety and fear levels rise. From this, I could infer that the director wanted the audience to experience her anxiety and overall fear. The film is no stranger to suspense either. In every scene where the female runner stops to look around, we can see for a brief moment there is a pause for anticipation. As well as while she's running, we suspect that the shadow figure is following her discreetly. There is also a significant amount of foreshadowing in the beginning, from the music all the way to the panning up in a low-angle view of the lighthouse. This gives the audience a feeling that something will occur at the top of the lighthouse. The director also uses a lot of headshots, close-ups, and cut-ins, which provide a better view of the character's face and the expressions, which emphasizes the emotions of the character, such as shown here. We also saw a lot of mid and eye level shots. The mid was often used to keep us focused on the main character and distract us from what was happening behind her, while the eye level shots were usually used for the audience to put us in her point of view and to literally put us in her shoes and to help us feel the panic and the anxiety that she was feeling. We especially got a sense of this when we heard her quick and anxious breathing. The film quality visually was decent. It was slightly blurry and a bit pixelated. It had good scenery and placement of characters for the most part. And though it had no dialogue, the film still was able to convey its point. The film also had a pretty good soundtrack, and there are a few sections where I felt the music complemented the scenery very well and added the fear and anxiety the runner was experiencing. The most memorable scene had to be this one here in the photo. This was the part where the runner has stopped on a road and is looking around to see if she has lost the shadow figure, only for her to find it directly in front of her when she turns around. This part provided the biggest scare for a lot of us, mainly because we all anticipated it to be behind her for her to see it, but we ended up all seeing it closer to her than we anticipated. So this scared not only the runner but the audience. The film overall was decent. However, there were some scenes that didn't necessarily go with the audio behind it. The audio made it sound slightly cheesy, like the scenes where usually they zoomed up on the shadow figure. It sounded more like it belonged with an alien spacecraft toy. Overall, it was a decent film. It had some good aspects, good scare factor, had good suspense, and the music went along with it pretty well. The ending was also very memorable. Uh, and to be honest, what I believe happened to the runner is I believe she was suspiciously murdered, because in the credits we see that there is a specific name for a person that we don't see in the film, who his job is meant to investigate suspicious deaths. So I believe that the runner died in the end. Overall, film was good and did 3 out of 5 stars. Isn't that bad? Thank you.